Good morning, children. In the previous video, I had explained about what is speed, velocity, difference between them, and sums, which were based on that, was explained. Today, we'll take up a next physical quantity regarding rate of change in velocity. Now, what does this mean? Normally, when we are traveling along a straight path, as long as the path is straight, and if your motion is uniform, then obviously velocity remains constant. Because in the previous video, if you remember, I told you that velocity will change under two circumstances. If you are not covering equal interval, that is the displacement is not there in equal interval of time, or if the direction keeps on changing. Okay, that means if your speed is not constant, your velocity automatically changes. And if the direction is not same, then also velocity changes. But if you are moving along a straight path, then there is no question of direction. You are moving in the same direction, and if the speed is maintained, then you are said to be moving in a uniform velocity. So, but when the velocity keeps on changing, then how will you try to define motion? So here you find that there are two different situations regarding the change in velocity. The velocity may increase or the velocity may decrease. So if the velocity increases with respect to time, then you say that you are accelerating your movement. Did you understand that? So the physical quantity, that means in physics, if you want to measure the change in velocity, then it is defined as acceleration. In a given time, the velocity changes. That change is referred to as acceleration. Okay. So if you want to put it in a formula form, then velocity is signified by a letter V. Do you remember the first formula which we came across? V is equal to S upon T. Okay. So V stands for speed also as well as velocity also. I told you at that time. So now here change in velocity means there should be two velocities. One should be an initial, the other one should be final. So therefore, here the letters which are selected are, or the symbol which is taken up is here. The V stands for the final velocity and U stands for the initial velocity. So if I want to define acceleration, it will be change in velocity, final minus initial upon given time t. So this is your second important formula which you come across in physics. A is equal to V minus U upon T. What will its unit be? Remember what was the unit of velocity and speed? The unit was meter per second. Now the numerator part is change in velocity means what should be its unit? Yes, meter per second. So unit of V minus U will be meter per second. Denominator is timing, and timing is measured in seconds. So meter per second upon second will be meter per second square. So SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square, whereas for velocity it is meter per second. So this is a very, very important objective which is asked. The unit of acceleration is dash. Or sometimes they may ask you true and false. Unit of acceleration is meter per second. That is false. Because meter per second square will be for acceleration and meter per second is for velocity. Is this point very clear to you? Okay, so here acceleration stands for V minus U upon T. But suppose the velocity decreases with respect to time, then how will you show it? Well, if the velocity decreases with time, then it is called negative acceleration. And negative acceleration is called retardation. But an interesting point to be kept in mind is for retardation, you don't have a letter R used. It is again the same formula. But then what will be the difference? If it is acceleration, the V value definitely will be greater than U, so you will get a positive answer. But if it is retardation, then the V value will be lesser than the U value. Final will be less than the initial. So therefore, it will be a negative answer. The acceleration you will get in a negative way. So negative acceleration is retardation. Is that point very clear to you? Now, when you say that an object is traveling in a straight line and the velocity is increasing or decreasing in equal amount in equal interval of time, then you say that the motion is uniform. Means if there is equal change in velocity on the increasing side or equal change in velocity on the decreasing side, means you are gradually slowing down your vehicle, but that difference by which you are slowing down is same in equal interval of time. Every second you are reducing your velocity, that is the speed you are reducing, say by 5 meter per second or 10 meter per second. Every second if you are reducing like that, then you are gradually coming down, you are uniformly coming down. In the same way, if you are going to accelerate uniformly, every second you are going to increase the acceleration by 5 meter per second, then that also is said to be uniform, because gradually you are increasing or decreasing. In both the cases, what is important is you are increasing or decreasing by equal amount in equal interval of time. What is increase or decrease in equal amount? The velocity in equal interval of time. Then it is said to be uniform motion. Where do you come across such a motion? Well, any object which is falling down freely under gravity. When an object is released and it falls down freely under gravity, it is said to be a uniformly accelerated motion, because every second it will be covering 9.8 meter. For an object which is falling down under gravity, it is covering every second 9.8 meter. Its velocity is 9.8 meter per second. So therefore, it is said to be a uniformly accelerated motion. But if an object is not traveling with uniform acceleration, means it's moving in a non-uniform acceleration, then its velocity will change at a non-uniform rate. Means sudden increase, then constant, then sudden decrease, like that. If such a wide difference is found, then it's said to be a non-uniform motion. Especially when you are moving on the road. If the road is very clear ahead, you might move at a tremendous speed. But then suddenly, as the traffic builds up, your speed gradually reduces. You might have to stop for some time. So therefore, generally you come across non-uniform acceleration in our day-to-day life. Is that point clear? Now we'll take up a sum related to this acceleration formula. What is the acceleration formula we have learned just now? Yes, A is equal to V minus U upon T, where V stands for final velocity, U stands for initial velocity. So here you are having the very first sum, starting from a stationary position. Now this is very important. When you come across the point stationary position, it means the body was at rest. So which important point do you come to know from this statement? Yes, the U value is 0, that is initial velocity is 0. You are starting from rest, starting from stationary position means initial velocity is 0. Now Rahul is cycling his way. He is cycling his way to attain a velocity of 6 meter per second in 30 seconds. So initially from the rest when he starts, then in 30 seconds he is moving at 6 meter per second. So 6 meter per second will become what? Final velocity. Then he is applying brake. Okay, as he is moving at 6 meter per second, then he is applying brake. So the velocity now comes down to 4 meter per second. That change takes place in 5 seconds. The moment you apply brake, immediately the vehicle doesn't slow. It will take time to come down. So that timing is 5 seconds it has taken to come down to 4 meter per second. You have to calculate the acceleration of the cycle in both the cases. So here there are two sums actually inside. If you try to put down the data stands for the information which you have got. So here is the information. The body started from stationary position means initial velocity is 0 meter per second, and then he picks up to 6 meter per second in 30 seconds. So these three data are the first part of the information which is given to you, and therefore I have shown it as U1, V1, T1. Then they are saying that as he was moving at 6 meter per second, he is applying brake. So therefore now this 6 meter per second for the second part of the journey becomes initial. Did you understand that? It was final for the first part of the journey, but now as he is moving at this one, it will become the initial speed for the second part of the journey. And then he is applying brake means the vehicle is slowing down to 4 meter per second. So that will be the final velocity of the second part of the journey. And this change takes place in 5 seconds. Understood? So therefore, there are two different data which is given to you. From this information you can calculate the acceleration 1, and from this information you can calculate acceleration 2. Formula would be V minus U upon T. So the first part it would be 6 minus 0 upon 30, because for the first part it was 30 seconds. So 6 minus 0 upon 30 will be 0.2 meter per second square. Whereas for the second part of the journey, V minus U, that is 4 minus 6. Did you understand it? 4 is lesser and 6 is greater, and it takes place in 5 seconds. So 4 minus 6 upon 5, negative 0.4 meter per second square. I told you negative of acceleration is said to be a retardation. So second part of the journey was a retardation motion. Is this point clear or not? There is one more illustration. Sorry, there are sums now. After this illustration, there are sums given in the blue section. So we'll take up this. Whichever questions are there in the blue and that I am discussing just in the video, that you have to write down in your notebooks. Clear? This is on page number 103. First question is, when will you say a body is in uniform acceleration, and when will you say it is in a non-uniform acceleration? This definition just now I marked it for you in the same page. Here, if an object travels in a straight line and its velocity increases or decreases by equal amount in equal interval of time, then the acceleration is said to be uniform. This is a definition of uniform acceleration. And for non-uniform, what should you do? You have to add a negative term. If an object does not travel, okay, that is the only word to be introduced over here. If an object does not travel in a straight line, if an object travels in a straight line but its velocity increases or does not increase or decrease by equal amount, like that means does not word has to be used, or you can use an definition over here. An object can travel with non-uniform acceleration if its velocity changes at non-uniform rate. You may write like this, or the same definition with the word not can be used over here. That is non-uniform acceleration. Now the second sum which is given over here. A body decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration. Now the units are given in kilometer per hour. In the previous video, if you remember, I told you kilometer per hour has to be changed to meter per second, because here it is given in seconds. How will you change kilometer per hour into meter per second? One way is you convert kilometer by 1000 and hour by 3600. But there was a shortcut I told you. You multiply the kilometer per hour value by 5 by 18, it will come into meter per second. So therefore, how will you work out the sum? This will be your initial, this will be your final, and this is the timing given, and acceleration is asked. So here if you look into the question, 80 km per hour will become 80 into 5 by 18 will become 22.22. If you don't want to put it in decimal, you can just reduce it as much as possible. Reducing as much as possible means what? 2 40s is 80 into 5 upon 2 9s is 18. So you can write it as 200 upon 9 if you want. If you don't want to put it in decimal, you can put it as 200 upon 9. Same way over here, 60 into 5 by 18. So this will become how much? 2 30s and 9s. So 30 into 5 will become how much? 1500. Isn't it? It's a 1500 upon 9 you can write. So like that, you can either put it in decimal way as I have written, final answer, or you can put it in a fractional form. Clear? Okay, so this is your u value, this is your v value. Formula kya hai? V minus u upon t. This is minus. V minus u upon t, acceleration formula. So you substitute the value. Here you find that the v value is lesser, u value is greater. So you will get the answer in negative. Clear till here? So this is how you work out the second sum. Next sum which you are having is, a train starts from a railway platform. Now if a train is starting from a railway platform, it means it was stationary. So indirectly it is given to you that the initial velocity is 0 meter per second. Understood or not? It's not mentioned, only two values are there. How will you come to know it is 0? Because it has started from a station. That means it was at rest, it was lying on the station, and from there it is starting. So initial is 0, and then it is moving with an acceleration of 40 km per hour in 10 minutes. It is moving with a speed. Now second speed means initial 0 में से वो 40 km per hour पहुंचता है, and in 10 minutes. Acceleration again is asked. So if you write down the data, how will it look like? Initial 0, v is 40 km per hour, so multiply by 5 by 18, it will come to 11.11 meter per second. And this change takes place in how much time? 10 minutes. 10 minutes means 10 into 60, 600 seconds. So now you are having three values with you. Put the value in. A is equal to v minus u upon t. So you will get 11.11 minus 0 upon 600. That calculation comes to this much. Remember children, in exam if such calculations come, and if you are frightful about this calculation, no need to worry about it. As I told you, leave this as decimal. This will come to 200 upon 9. So here actually it is going to become 200 upon 9 minus 0 whole upon 600. ऐसा होगा ना, if you don't want to write it as 11.11. Okay, so still better it will become 200 upon 9 minus 0 will be the same value, multiplied by 1 upon 600, because this is a denominator value, so it will remain in the denominator. 2 zeros will cancel out. 2 ones are 2 threes are 6. So at the most you can write 1 upon 27. You will be given marks. It's not necessary that you find out the final answer. Even if you write up till this point, decimal means fractional point, then you will be scoring marks. Is that point clear or not? So you will complete this much work. What is the work I told you? 103. The three questions are to be written down in your classroom. Please see to it that every illustrations which are explained, examples which are explained are very, very important, and that is to be practiced, because the examples also can be put up in the examination question. Clear? Okay.